Hello and welcome back to Fried Rice Fridays. I saw because Uncle Roger roasted my Yangzhou fried rice video, I thought why not bring it back? So we're gonna make a Cantonese classic, Yuenyeung fried rice. Yuenyeung fried rice is a classic of Cantonese cha-cha-teng, like coffee shop or cafe style cooking. It's egg fried rice topped with two different sauces, one red and one white. I'll start with the red sauce. That is a chicken-based sauce with tomatoes, kind of almost sweet and sour a little bit, tomato ketchup, vinegar, stock, a bit of sugar, and of course tomatoes and onions. Slice some chicken first. My marinade ingredients for the chicken are going to be a touch of salt, a little bit of bicarb soda, some cornstarch, white pepper, and soy sauce and a bit of water. One thing with Cantonese cooking is a lot of effort is put into these kind of stir-fry marinades because it provides so much flavor to the meat, and actually quite often you have a lot of savory seasonings in the marinade of the meat itself, and then the sort of sweet and sour nature of the sauce won't be quite as savory. So you've got that good balance between the savory meat and the slightly sweet and sour sauce. The touch of water in here is actually quite important because with the salt, it almost becomes a bit of a brine, and it will make your meat nice and tender. With the prawns, pretty simple. Again, a touch of bicarb soda, some salt, and a touch of cornstarch, along with some water. So I'll set that aside for just like sort of 10-15 minutes, and I'll give it a rinse and we'll be ready to cook the prawns. So now for my red sauce, bit of ketchup, vinegar, touch of sugar as well, because it is kind of a sweet and sour vibe for this. Little soy sauce, and then some stock. Now, some people think that Yuenyeung means yin yang, you know, the forces of good and evil or whatever it is, but actually in Chinese culture, that's not the case. So yin yang is kind of a Tai Chi symbol, whereas Yuenyeung refers to mandarin ducks. I know that sounds a little weird, but mandarin ducks, so the male and the female of the mandarin ducks, and they come as a pair, but they look very different. The female and the male, they don't look like even the same species. And so anything in Chinese culture that has two things that are put together that look very different or act very different or just very different things are often referred to as yuenyeung. So you see it quite often in Cantonese coffee shops as a mixture of coffee and tea. So an iced coffee and tea mixed together, yuenyeung. All right. The white sauce actually comes in a few different varieties depending on what you like. It can be just thickened with egg whites and corn flour slurry, or I'm actually going to use evaporated milk because this is a dish that is kind of a Western Chinese fusion from the colonial influence in Hong Kong. You also see this similarly in Japanese culture through dishes like doria, which is rice with kind of a bechamel over the top of it. This is a Hong Kong or Cantonese style bechamel, so it's going to be stock, evaporated milk, or you can use cream, and then I'm going to thicken that with probably the most important thing in all of Cantonese cooking, which is corn flour slurry. So some cornstarch or potato starch, I'm actually using potato starch, but they are fairly interchangeable, and water. This is so important. Once you combine this with a liquid, say like stock, and you've fried off some ingredients in some oil, the mixture of that liquid and the starch and the oil forms an emulsion, which is this really delicious silky texture that you want in this and so many other dishes. You actually see the same thing in Italian cooking when you mantecare or toss together pasta that's cooked with oil and then use the pasta water to thicken that. It's such an important texture and one that you can't really cook good Chinese or Italian food without. So this mixture is going to thicken our red sauce and our white sauce, and is kind of the most important thing in the dish. So sauces to one side. I'll cut my onion first. I'm going to use the onion in two ways. Half of it for my red sauce. I'm going to cut that in sort of wedges, thin wedges. few more wedges there for the red sauce, because I want it to be a little heavier on the onion. And then for the white sauce, I actually want to cut this into sort of chunks, more like a dice. So a bit thicker, and then across. Now for my tomato. Again, just cutting those into wedges. I think this is a simple dish and it's best when it's left simple. So I'm not going to take the seeds out of the tomatoes. I'm not going to put it into a Yuenyeung symbol. That's what they do at fancy restaurants. I'm going to serve this like they would in a standard cafe in Kowloon. All right, well, let's make our sauces first before we get onto the fried rice. So as always, hot wok, cold oil. We get the chicken in first. And I'll fry that for a little bit. And then we'll get it out of the wok so we can put our other ingredients in without the chicken overcooking. Now the onions and tomato. And in with our sauce. Maybe a touch more stock. Then we can return the chicken to the sauce to cook through fully, and we'll add in just enough of the cornstarch slurry, potato starch actually, to thicken that to about that texture. All right, get that out, keep it warm while we make our white sauce. Give the wok a quick rinse because we don't want any red mixing with the white. Back on the heat again, get the water off the wok, and now in with the prawns. Just like the chicken, I'll get that out straight away and then in with the onions. In with the green peas. Now the basis of this is just stock. And you need to make sure you season this really well. So I'm going to put a bit more salt in with the stock there, and I'll thicken that with the cornstarch slurry too. Now lastly, evaporated milk. Perfect. 2 sauces done. Now for the fried rice. All right, egg fried rice time. Now I have a bone to pick with this because any of you who watched Uncle Roger's review, if I can call it a review, of my Yangzhou fried rice, you were complaining about the stickiness of the rice. I'm going to show you something a little bit different. Most of the fried rice videos I do on this channel are actually made with Japanese rice, koshikari rice, because I like that better than jasmine rice. It's the rice that I usually use. But today, because you all complained about it being sticky and Uncle Roger complained about the rice being too sticky, I'm going to show you a little slightly different way of doing rice when you're making it specifically for fried rice. Home cooks usually make it with leftover rice, but restaurants will often cook rice with a little bit of oil so that the grains separate. So this is jasmine rice, not the Japanese rice that's been cooked with a touch of oil just so the grains stay separate. We're going to do this not silver over gold, but gold over silver, because you want a nice yellow fried rice to contrast with the white and the red. So to make sure I really get my egg fried rice right, I've invited the rudest man on YouTube into my kitchen to help me out with this. Uncle Roger?
Hello, nephew Adam. Good to see you finally.
Almost good to see you too.
Almost good to see me. Your rice, big improvement. Big improvement. Not sticky like your children's sock anymore. Your teenager children's sock. You make fried rice with Japanese koshihikari rice?
Usually, yeah.
You. That wrong but very posh. Wrong but posh. That is Adam Liao's new name. But another thing, Uncle Roger, in my review video, I complained about the music in the video. So editor, cut this shit. What is this music? Cut
I like
this.
the music. I like...
This is not yoga retreat. You're not in Bali right now. Hi, Australian people, they think everything is Bali. And your kitchen too white also. You Asian chef. This look like Jamie Oliver kitchen. Hi, but the rice good. See?
Okay, Uncle Roger, seal of approval.
Yeah, it's good to Asianify your kitchen. Make your kitchen more Asian. Uncle Roger bring some Asian present for you. Look at this. Joss stick for you to pray. What you want to wish for, just pray to this.
I wish Uncle Roger get out of my kitchen.
I wish you have better career. Hi.
Emotional damage.
Want to pray with me? By the way you like this, I can tell you never smoked weed before. I'm praying for Auntie Esther to fall in love with me.
I just want this video to end.
I'm praying for lightning strike down Auntie Helen.
All right, let's cook some fried rice.
Okay, okay. So Yuenyeung fried rice.
Yes.
Very good. Uncle Roger can't wait. Let's do it.
Gold over silver. So the egg goes onto the rice, and if you mix with chopsticks, it coats all of the grains.
Give the rice good yellow color.
Yes.
Nice, good job. Now the rice is most colorful thing in your white kitchen. Oh, Uncle Roger got another Asian present for you. Ah, look at this. I bring this all the way from London. This is my meat shelf. I get people to pick my meat on here. See? Come, Adam. Come pick my meat. Come. Come.
Never.
Alright. Okay, nephew Adam, one question. Do you have the most magical ingredient when you make this fried rice?
What is the most magical ingredient for making fried rice?
In Uncle Roger's favorite white powder, MSG Fuyo! Almost get stopped at Australia airport coming here. Hiya. So we're gonna sprinkle some when you're frying the rice, okay?
Okay, okay.
Good, good.
Well, let's fry the rice.
Fuyo, rice look good. See, not sticky this time. Very good, very good.
So now you just got to put the red side down and the right side down. You can do the fancy yin-yang shape if you want to, but I don't think so. I don't think it's necessary.
No, it look nice if you have the yin-yang shape. Don't half-ass your cooking video. Hiya.
And then the white side goes down there too. And that is Yuenyeung fried rice.
Look good. Proof in the taste, let's see. Ah, finally, the only Asian thing in the kitchen. Nice.
Smells alright.
Smell good?
Red side first.
Good.
I like it.
Right side now.
Yeah.
What's it even better? Not bad, nephew Adam, not bad. But based on this, Uncle Roger gonna call you Uncle Adam from now on. Fuyo! But I'm still gonna talk shit about you.